You're watching Property in Focus with us here at Cloud9 Spain. It's Sean and Darren delving deeper into some of our fantastic properties that we currently have available on the market in our immediate area, if you like, of the Golden Triangle, which is, of course, Marbella, Estepona and Benavis, and sometimes a little bit further as well. So we're heading off to Montemior, which is quite close to our hearts. One of our offices is located there. It's a beautiful place. If you haven't come up to see us for a coffee, if you're in the area, please drop by. But it's an area that we live in, don't we? I live in the lower part. You live in the developed part. Mine's down the other end on its own. Anyway, let's move on from there. Montemior seems to be the next place to look for.
Yeah, that's not even us saying that. As you say, it's people. I heard someone talking about it as maybe the new Zagaleta, which is maybe pushing it a little bit far. But no, it's quite a unique place because it has that peace, privacy, security that a lot of people want and have wanted since COVID. It still represents a little pocket of value, relatively speaking. So there are opportunities, and I know we're going to be talking about one of our favourite listings, which I think is possibly next off the cab rank in terms of sales.
We're talking about Casago. Casago was built at the latter part of the 2000s, wasn't it? And it's more traditional, this one, but it's got a modern twist to it as well, hasn't it?
It has. I mean, the first thing you notice, two things. First of all, the position. I mean, the position's lovely because it faces south, slightly southeast, lovely sea views, lovely mountain views. And what I love about it is you click your clicker to go through the gate, and then you have this beautiful, long, sweeping driveway, like you I don't know, just like something out of the movies.
It is.
And a little turning circle, so it's easy, because of course, sometimes the problem with these long driveways is you've got to go all the way back.
How do I get out?
Yeah. So this one's got a lovely turning circle, but it's a very impressive entrance to a house of this price, really, because normally it would be reserved for much more expensive things. And then the house itself, relatively straightforward. You've got two main levels for the living space. On the ground level, you walk in and you are greeted by this beautiful open plan living space, but the view out to the terrace and also to the sea. And on that level, you have the open plan dining living area. You also have the fully fitted kitchen, which I think was a fairly new addition. Little breakfast area, and then you walk out onto the terrace, which is covered, so you can be out there all year. And then you have access to the garden and the pool. Also on that level, you have two bedrooms, one of which at the moment is being used as an office, and they have access to one bathroom. And then you go up the stairs, and you have two further bedrooms, one of which is the master, and they're both en suite, and they share access to a terrace, which obviously affords even better views. And then not only that, but on the lowest level of the house, you have the basement area, I suppose, but it has natural light, and it's a big space. You can do anything down there, really. At the moment, it's kitted out as an extra kind of living area, but you could have a fantastic gym down there, you could have an office, or you could have 2 or 3 bedrooms. And then you also have the utility room, machinery room, and the garage. So it kind of ticks every box, really. It's a great house.
Yeah, it is. It's again, it's got a modern feel to it, but it is one of the more traditional style looking properties, isn't it?
And we're finding they're coming back into fashion now, because I think there's always going to be people who want the white, clean, modern lines, of course. But there's been a lot of it in the last 10 years, and I think people are getting a little bit jaded by it. That's why a lot of developers now are starting to incorporate more natural elements on their rendering, things like stone and wood, just to soften the white, stark white lines. And this house has got a lot of character.
I was going to say character. It has, because it does feel like that. Perfect family home. And of course, as we're saying, Montemior is becoming more and more on the map because it's Benavis. And for those people that don't really know Montemior, I think some of the feedback we've had before is, we don't really go up there because it's really far up the hill. Now, this is a comment we're hearing a lot, but it's not that far, is it? It might feel like it because you're going some picturesque roads as you go up, but we've timed it down to Mercadona at Bel Air. I think it's about 11 minutes, 10 minutes, isn't it? So it's not far. So you've got a beautiful, gated, secure, private development, if you like, or resort. Security is absolutely fantastic, isn't it? There's one road in, there's one road out. And it does feel exclusive. It's a great place.
And I think you're investing in the future here. That's why I've bought my property here, because there's lots of things happening, lots of exciting things. So we will now have a little sales office and clubhouse on site, which has a restaurant, bar, little shop. which was lacking really. But so tick that box. We might well have the driving range coming back. We've just refurbished one of the tennis courts.
It's brilliant, by the way.
Yeah, it does, and there's 3 more to go.
And this is tennis, isn't it? Not
tennis.
pedal.
Yeah, well, there's 2 pedal, 2 tennis.
Yeah,
so, and then in the future, I think we'll see. I don't know for sure, but I think we'll see maybe a world-class spa up here, because there's some development opportunities which I know you're involved in at the moment, talking to potential buyers. So it feels like a really good time to invest in Montemayor at the moment. I think in terms of those pockets of value that I mentioned earlier, I think it's a good opportunity. In this house, you can just walk in. There's nothing to do.
Speaking of pockets of value, in terms of price point for this particular property, we've got a few round about this price point. You'd be hard-pressed to find anything anywhere else at this kind of price, wouldn't you? Offering what it offers.
Yeah, I think, giving you the plot size, the house size, the distribution, the views, the peace, the privacy, the security, all for under 2 million. I know 2 million is still a lot of money, but compared to what's been happening here, it is a relatively affordable home in a great location. So, and as I say, you don't have to do anything. You can walk in literally with your suitcases and a little bit of furniture maybe, but there's no knocking around to do. It's there, it's done, ready to go.
Yeah, now we're on the topic of Montemayor as well. Community fees, I've been really pleasantly surprised with as well. For what you get, they're good value, aren't they?
They are, because what they did very cleverly was they priced it per plot rather than per completed building. So everyone pays the same whether you've got a developed house on a plot or not. So I think it's probably less than €250 a month, which is great considering what you get. Okay, you've still got to clean your plot and your pool and stuff like that, do your garden, but that includes 24-hour security. It includes the upkeep of the community facility. So that's, I think, represents good value as well.
Yeah, it really does.
What about the downsides? Are there any downsides to this house?
Well, I think if you're after the outdoor space, if you want a big garden, you probably haven't really got that with this one here. You've got a modest-sized garden, which is great for low maintenance.
Well, I was going to say, it's probably 50-50, isn't it? We get a lot of clients who come to us and they've got dogs and kids and they just want everyone to run around for hours and
play football.
In the garden. You're not going to fit a football pitch, although it's a big plot. Some of it is used up with the driveway and the turning circle, which I think is very beautiful. But I think if you want low maintenance, which again half of our clients do because they're maybe not here all year, or even if they are here all year, some of the people just don't want a massive garden to maintain. I think this is great.
Now, interestingly, Montemayor, because we're up in the mountains, it does get a bit windy up there from time to time, but this house is actually almost shielded, isn't it? Because it's built on the sheer, really, of the side of west.
So most of the harsh weather, as you get into the hills, it comes from the north, the cold north winds. And this house is protected from those. Yeah. So it doesn't, the owners have often told us they'll be sat out and there's a storm brewing and they'll be sat out having a gin and tonic and don't feel a thing. So it's in a sheltered little spot there, which is lovely.
And it does feel like a home as well. So if you like the look of this one, this is Casago up in Montemayor. Again, great value for money. We're seeing some of these legacy villas really super pricing. So if you can see yourself living there or want to know a little bit more information about this, do drop us a line on the socials, comment, and or drop us an email and we'll get in touch back with you with more information. Till the next Property in Focus from Sean and myself, it's bye for now.